So I'm Ollie and I'm married to Sophie Wilkinson, and I suppose a lot of people in the church might not completely recognise me, although a few of you will. But we've just been away travelling for the last sort of 18 months to 2 years, and we've just got back in the country a month ago, settling back into life. And I think that summarises me quite well. I wouldn't sit here and say that life was bad before I found God. I wouldn't like to pretend or lie about that, but I think before God, maybe I was certainly, since anyway, I can definitely see that I was lacking community and that feeling of grounding that I think is sort of the stuff you don't know you're missing until you find it. And I think that's just a good way of, I didn't know I was missing anything, but actually in hindsight, with everything, it's easier to see maybe what you were missing. So I found God when, going back a few years now, during the December lockdown of 2020, when we did Alpha, but we had to do it on Zoom, like everything was at the time. And actually, because it was at the time when you had the bubbles and all of that sort of going on, and Mark used to open up, because this was a ministry building, me and Sophie could do Alpha together, and it's the only time we could see each other for the week. So we'd do Alpha together in the church reception whilst Mark did it upstairs in his office. And so yeah, we did Alpha for 12 weeks, and that obviously really started the journey. And then, I don't know when it was, maybe the following summer, we finally did it in physical because we got free dinners. So we did that, and then we did the discipleship with Martin and Felicity, and really it's just been a bit more like a tumbleweed effect, which just got bigger and bigger as I've gone on. It's going back 6 years now. I think I sort of touched on it in second question. I think it's definitely found a closeness of community that I probably wouldn't say I even thought existed prior to coming to church. Sophie's always been a Christian and been going to church and saying to me for years to come to the free, but I just never did, and obviously I'm glad I did now. But I just think to really have that grounding presence as a sort of an omnipresent feeling, and having that permanently throughout life, sort of just like the gravity that keeps you balanced and grounded, and just knowing you always have that and always feeling that. And I just think that's made such a difference to my life, and I'd say it's to my personality, my calmness. I just sort of try and keep it centred to how I do all my life, really.
It sounds like a real relationship with God.
Yeah, I think you always also sort of talk about discipleship. I think discipleship's so important that you don't just talk the talk with God, but you walk the walk, especially that Monday to Saturday, not just the Sunday philosophy. And I think that's so important, and that's something that me and Sophie try to do. And it's about time, really. I think everybody, Steve Hartnell, a few years ago now, every time baptism came up, and looked at me when he was playing the drums and all of that. And I just think now, after being away for 2 years and finding again further grounding in being away and seeing, being exposed to so much, it just feels really like the right time in my journey that this is the right time to get baptised.